which way you look at it, if you're not building up from the ground up, you're going to struggle. But on the opposite side, we got VipR, Cedero, and Snowb4ll. How are you feeling about their chances going into this?
It's just like a team of 3 old heads. Like, this is 3 old grandpas coming in to fight against a newer team, even though, like, I guess TM's sort of an old head as well, but, like, Koko's not. And I don't know how much of an old head Delta is. But yeah, Snowb4ll is the name. Man, I haven't heard the name Snowb4ll in years. Definitely like a pre-pandemic player that we would occasionally see go to like EU lands. Snowb4ll, definitely remember that name from the old days. We'll see how they do, man. VipR, of these 3 players, VipR is the one like still making waves. But like we know Cedero has it in him, even though he's the first one taken out early by far. And then now VipR's going to fall. But Snowb4ll, healthy, very healthy.
I mean, talk about old heads that the grandpa play. They are playing multiple hammers. The time is now. You're in the wrong era. But in a 3v3, as you said it before, we could be worried about the potential, what hammers can do. But the axes have been an absolute problem for everyone so far. Very even game, of course. But the defense right now from Delta, who is just holding down center well, currently struggling to try and get back on stage. Actually, excuse me, that was Snowb4ll, who just found his way off stage. I think the biggest thing is this map, much like we talked about last time, so different from Blackguard, where center, it's all about who gets that first hit and then controlling those side platforms. And right now, it's been mostly the blue team.
You know, I'm looking at the spread of Legends, and I like the red team, but I also really like the blue team, specifically because of that Roland. I'm a big fan of that Roland. So you have, like, some overlap, but not total overlap. You have 2 Lances from the Roland and the Ulgrim. You have 2 Axes from the Brynn and the Ulgrim. So it's just a nice kind of carry over where some of the things are similar enough to where everybody's kind of familiar with the territory, but there's enough like new stuff in there to where there's variety.
Yeah. Also, you don't lose out on your coverage when you get the sword. You have that massive range with those signatures, so you're still covering a lot of ground. But TM's got to be careful. I've seen TM get hit a lot by teammates by accidental positioning, getting knocked out, of course, by that side sig from before. You have to, I mean, you don't have a lot of room to run with. Let's be real here. But now, TM actually having a field day over there, just kind of boxing VipR.
Dude, he is piecing up VipR so hard. This is why people know VipR as the Ragnir guy and not the Ulgrim guy. The way TM was just completely taking him apart. Even though he is getting a little bit into dangerous territory, Koko's going to fall onto final stocks. It's all final stocks coming out for the red team. Now, one thing that worried me that I think isn't going to be a worry going forward is, like, in the beginning of last game, we saw a lot of team KOs.
Yeah.
But that completely changed as we got over the entire set and as people sort of learned to play around one another. I think that could be the case here as well, since we're in a Game 1 situation in 3v3, which is largely alien to a lot of players, even though they've been practicing for this tournament. So once they kind of get into that state, I think that team damage is going to be taken away from the board. Look at how clean those stocks were for the blue team at the end.
That was the first time so far today that we've seen like a solid 2v2 situation going on at the end. But the red team was so in the red. They really couldn't afford to make any mistakes. And that just came down to the synergy of Delta and Koko saying, all right, well, what if we just hold our ground? Like, no matter what, you have to be the one to pressure me. And Delta catching him slipping on the platform, of course, with that recovery to take him out. And then the immediate pressure from Koko. I like how he threw that weapon down to force that high recovery, because you had to go up. And then if he does, for some reason, miss that D-like ground pound, guess who's hovering right over there by the side of the stage? A potential ground pound coming in from Delta. They had nearly all options covered there.
So going into this one, since we saw a little bit of a systematic destruction, it wasn't completely wiping the floor, so don't get me wrong there. There is a big seed difference between these two teams. Delta, TM, and Koko coming in at seed number 2 compared to VipR, Cedero, and Snowb4ll coming in at seed 15. So quite a big difference there, which is why we might see again what we saw in Game 1, but we're going to a completely different stage. This one is going to have like a long platform on the top, so this could kind of focus more of the gameplay towards the middle than some of these other stages with a mix of soft platforms.
Yeah, I mean, we did, this is another one we mentioned before pre-show, is that the Great Hall could be something we see people go to if they want to be able to take different routes to go help their teammates out. That being said, all I've seen is Lance sidelights. So it's actually working out tremendously in the red team's favor so far, as they have absolutely chunked the blue team's health.
Now, we are seeing a swap coming out from TM, who is on John Cena Hattori now, compared to the Roland that we saw previously. Cedero, even though he's a frog, is still going to be coming in with the Wu Shank pick. Shouts out Rivals. We love you, Dan Fornace.
That's actually true, though. We do love Dan. I'm actually really liking France's play right now. You weren't lying. Like, even though they have all fallen on those stocks, the way that they have been coordinating has been so good. But I think that red team finally took advantage of the chaos for a change. They saw, I think it was Delta trying to go for a sidelight off of Spirit, said, oh, that's my time to go in. And they took full advantage of that. Right now, Delta struggling to get back on. That axe recovery is going to let him sneak through. This
is definitely one of the first stages that I felt is too small. And I mean too small as in, like, I would not want to play on this stage compared to, like, Blackguard and Miami. That felt like there was some room to spread out, but this, looking at all of those people in such a small area, that could be why we're seeing the red team do as well. That chaos is maybe playing to them a little bit more, even though we're seeing blue team come back, and we're almost pretty even. We'll see what happens with TM on the edge here. The GCD light is going to miss from VipR.
I think you might be on point with that too. Now, TM gets to do what he wants over on the left-hand side now, but I saw TM and Koko both second-guess going to try to follow up off of Delta a little while ago when he went for that spear. But speaking of spear, going all the way up to the skies, and over on the left-hand side, they're going to get not one, but two, getting rid of those blue stocks. Delta, the only one holding on to the two still left, but they do have both Cedero and Snowb4ll pretty chunked right now.
Cedero gets hit with a recovery deep on the left side. TM is going to fall, completely interrupted from his recovery. VipR coming out with this Ulgrim axe, playing so well, all of a sudden has completely leveled up in this game.
Yeah, right now you got to watch out coming back through.
Bro, is he gonna do it again?
Oh, doubling up, but the reversal from Delta, that is not going to take out VipR yet, but that did allow them to go after Cedero over on the left platform, but it doesn't matter so much because look at that stage control they have in center now, lining up, getting that side air, it just keeping the damage going.
No.
Oh my god, yeah, Delta, run. Dude, run for your life.
The Koko saga was just so brutal to watch because he was stuck on the right side at the weapon disadvantage as the red team was 3v1ing Delta. And then, okay, Koko makes his way back up at the weapon disadvantage, taken out immediately, I believe with an axe neutral signature from, I can't remember, I think it was from Snowb4ll. And he's taken out. The second he gets on the stage, boom, immediately taken out, and then it's just like, all right, boys, get him.
Get him. But I think, you know, this stage really helped showcase the win condition of threes. It's to force that 3v2 as quickly as possible. TM falling so early was such a big problem for the blue team because every mistake you make equals potentially actually not even just mistake, even sometimes you'll win a neutral interaction. Say, that's cute. Here comes somebody to go punish that. Like, you have nowhere to run on Great Hall from any time you were trying to get something started. And I think that became like a real big problem as soon as TM fell. TM has to avoid getting knocked out as early as possible. I think one of them was like in the yellow.
Yeah, he was like, VipR was just straight up piecing fools up. Yeah. On that like lower left side on that wall. It was Axe City. It was just dare, interrupting recoveries back, getting those early KOs, finishing off KOs as well when his other teammates sent someone that way. They're recovering back to the stage where some of the few places they could go over to that wall. VipR's there. That's a non-viable situation. Then all of a sudden your stock is gone and VipR's team comes out on top. So yeah, like VipR being able to do whatever he wanted on that left side with the axe in hand, like that was a game changer for them. And that was also built off of the original choice to go to that map. And that's why we see Great Hall banned immediately.
Yeah, I mean, we to the surprise of no one, we expected Axe to do very well here. And on Great Hall, they were just randomly throwing out axe recoveries at points like, I believe this is going to hit. And it would. So I think that was a very smart call. We're going to see a switch over to the Turtles layer. How are you feeling about the switch up now with that centerpiece, of course, being gone and ever being forced pretty much to have to choose to go fight in the King of the Hill section in the middle?
I think this is where we're going to see it sort of evolve into a 2v2 and a 1v1 situation, but that could just be a lie and everybody just wants to fight on the right side.
They're actually just all throwing hands on the right.
They're like, left side? Yeah, man, that's I'm not going over there. That's the wrong side of the railroad tracks. I'm not going over there. We're just all going to cram in to the right side here.
I mean, a comical thing for years is like, hey, can you do the combo on the left-hand side? The answer for all of them is no. As we see.
They only practice it one way.
Well, Cedero are going to fly off the top, and that was actually a really good answer from Delta. They need to establish dominance early. I think that's what allowed them to do so well on Miami Dome. That might be a big reason why they're doing so well here. They have done really solid when everybody's focused on controlling just one small section.
Now, look at how close TM, Delta, and Koko are in terms of damage until Delta just fell. They were like dead even with each other. VipR and Snowb4ll were doing a great job as well. Like, Cedero hasn't taken, never mind, he's completely taken out off of his second stock, put onto his final stock, and now it seems like Cedero caught a little bit of the TM flu, whatever he had that made him lose his stocks
holds
early.
That first like character slot over on the left side. But that was such a good call from Delta into a side air into the neutral sig, taking them off the top. I mean, TM's presence here is actually super frightening because you have to worry about any single time Bridge is coming in hot. So I think that's been a pretty solid switch up here for TM so far.
Oh, Cedero, he's got to be careful. He's over in the orange, on the edge. You know they're hunting for that KO. He even took a little bit of team damage. He's going to retreat over to the left side, but now he's just essentially doing nothing as he tries to find his way back in. Like, he has to play safe, but playing safe leaves his teammates hanging out to dry.
Well, TM has definitely picked it up, and also the unsung hero amongst all this. You know, Delta and TM have been doing so well. What did we say? You got to have at least one person who could do, like control the stage, right? Well, VipR, once again, has been piecing everyone up on the red team. So that's been like their one saving grace, but they have not been able to stop the juggles that have been happening as Delta goes for it again. And Snowb4ll finding his way back down. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, everybody's just flying away again. Now the blue team actually going away. This is a small opportunity for them to try and get back in. They need a good 2v1 combo here.
Now this could help the red team. Just because this map is so broken up, it doesn't give blue team room to like run around and really control that space and set up their combos. Like, you're gonna see TM and Koko, they were just virtually stacked on the like right main platform there. They then had to break that up. Nice D-Sig coming out from Koko, grabbing both sides on that one. It's now VipR in the 3v1, and now the blue team takes the 3v0 and gets the victory. Look at, oh man, pause on here. Look at those damage numbers from the blue team. 494, we're gonna round that to 500. 533, we're gonna round that to 500. And then Koko coming in at exactly 500. Didn't even have to round anything there. They were basically even in the damage that they took as well. The pacing, they were red, 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 gone, 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 white, 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 yellow, 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 orange, 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 red, red, red. Throughout that entire thing, they were all together the entire time in the damage that they were doing and the damage that they took.
You wanted so much perfect team synergy. Actually, no, yes. It's birthday. Perfect team synergy throughout the whole thing.
You're going to dog me over 33 damage.
They were 500. No, Sparky, they were 500 each.
I know they were.
Yes.
I know
they were exactly 500 each.
I was going to sit over here and be like, nope, 533 is way more than 500. It's not even close.
I can't believe you went so much higher. But, actually, this is the stage I didn't expect to see when there is... For one, Brain has been going crazy. Two, like the amount of stage control that blue team has had. They have this. The red team has decided Spirit Realm is the counter pick here.
I don't think that they're necessarily wrong. I mean, they may prove to be wrong as we get deeper into this, but like this is more like a Great Hall than the last map was for sure. Like those soft platforms are almost in the same spot. They're going to be, I think, a little bit lower. I'm not exactly sure where they are, like left and right.
They're definitely a little bit closer in.
Yeah, but, I would agree with that as well. And there's no main soft platform on the top. So this is the closest thing to Great Hall that we kind of have that isn't Great Hall.
Yeah, I mean, they could be also one of those things where it's like you said with Great Hall.
Koko.
Just go crazy. Oh my god, Koko going crazy at that. Plenty of recovery, of course, with that lance. And Delta not really too worried about the situation either, but it's an opportunity for VipR. VipR reversing with that nair. His presence of mind is so good against the recovery knockout. He should have been gone, but he was able to walk away.
Bro, Koko's going crazy. He's going crazy on the lance right now. He is just going back and forth between members of the red team.
Problem. Look what happened to TM again. TM has had like bursts. Like, okay, I can do extremely good one game, but I need a whole break in between that. Currently already down to one stock.
But if you look at the other team, they were essentially in pace with them. It was 3-2-1, Koko,
true.
Delta, TM. It was 3-2-1, I believe it was Cedero, VipR, Snowb4ll. And so now it's actually in the blue team's favor because it's 5 stocks to 4.
Yeah, for some reason I thought I saw a 3 next to VipR's name, so now my whole opinion has changed. As a weapon toss down is going to take out Snowb4ll all the way at the bottom, so never mind. Snowb4ll dropping first.
Things changed so fast.
They really did. Like I said, I don't like change. I'm scared.
3v3 difference for sure.
VipR very scared, trying to get back down to the ground. Only took a small hit, but does get a great reversal. It's a big opportunity for them. They needed that, and they did not walk away with it.
Weapon toss. Cedero, a little bit of an interruption there, not quite on the same page on who was going to punish Koko does find the recovery, gets the KO. Cedero coming in. Bro, he has to fight against 4 stocks of Delta and Koko.
He's got so much he needs to get done. I mean, everybody loves Raymond. In this case, Dawson is usually one of the characters that can get it done, but right now, not so much. Gonna get team comboed and gets called out on the dodge immediately as well. Like, hey, you said Koko is popping off.
He's playing so well this game. I can't wait to see those damage numbers. Complete control of the weapons goes to the blue team. Cedero just, I mean, he's fighting for his life out here.
Yeah, literally trying to stay out of the elimination bracket right now, but everything you choose is wrong. Well, I mean, Delta gives you a little bit of a hand. Hopefully does not get the reverse hit of recovery. It's going to be Delta instead who does exactly that. Blue team taking it 3-1 after a relatively chaos match on the Great Hall. Not so much of a problem there in game number 4.
And it was actually Delta who was the one finding the KOs. Koko did the most damage in the entire game, coming in at 576. But Delta found 7 KOs that game, and also doing 530 damage, only 46 less than Koko. So incredible work from Delta, even though we were praising Koko a lot. Incredible work from Delta, and of course, incredible work from Team as well. Even though he was taken out quite early, it was still on pace.